It's Thursday morning, July 25th, 2024. Making this video very early. We're hitting the road in a little while. And I wanted to get up, shoot this video before we leave. We're heading to San Diego. Sid, myself, Enrique, we're going down to San Diego to see our good friend Ryan. We're going to go to his precious metals shop, his coin shop. And we're going to go see what's going on in San Diego. So we're heading down to Carlsbad. We're going to pick Ryan's brain a little bit, see what's going on with precious metals, maybe do a transaction or two, who knows. But we want to talk to him about what his clientele is seeing right now as far as the economy. What are they buying? What are they not buying? Do they see trouble? What is he seeing in the precious metals market? And where does he see things going from here? Many of you have seen Ryan on the show before, Enrique, Sid. So it should be a really good show, and that will air tomorrow. But this morning I wanted to film this early and check in with all of you, touch base on some of the news, what we saw in the markets yesterday, the crazy volatility. Dow down over 500, NASDAQ down about 650, markets across the board just crushed. This morning, the futures were up. I saw them down, then up. I don't know where they're at right now, but and I have no idea what's going to happen today. But I get a feeling, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a feeling that things may be beginning to unwind. I think we're going to see big trouble in the stock market at some point. I know people believe that it could never crash, and they believe that the euphoria and the utopia will last forever, that markets only go up and never down. This is a complete artificial market, really, based on nothing. There are no fundamentals to these markets whatsoever. There's complete, straight up gambling, and I believe that the day of reckoning is coming to these markets. They're completely overpriced like everything else. They've gone up for way too long. We are way overdue for a massive correction, and this is going to be, I think, one of the biggest collapses we have ever seen. It's going to be one that goes down in the history books. There's no way this can keep going up based on absolutely nothing, on top of an economy that is in complete shambles. And there's so many people out there just in denial of what's happening. But the U.S. economy has literally been sacrificed for the stock market, for Wall Street. And at some point, Wall Street is going to feel some immense pain, because you cannot have a stock market continuing to go up when you have an economy going into a depression, when you have people being laid off, when you have companies that aren't even making profits. And you have people now who cannot afford to even go out to a McDonald's. And yet you're going to tell us that the stock market is just going to keep going up on fairy dust. The invisible hand is playing a big role here, ladies and gentlemen, behind the scenes. And at some point, the medicine is going to wear off. We're going to see reality hit the stock market. I know that's going to offend a lot of people, because they have so much of their wealth tied into it, and they believe it can never, ever correct. It can never go down. It is going to, mark my words, it will crash. I don't know when. Could be 5 years from now. Could be 5 days from now. I don't know. But when it does, it's going to be the biggest crash we have ever seen, because these bubbles have been allowed to be pumped up and pumped up and pumped up, and they keep overinflating. At some point, the bubbles do burst, ladies and gentlemen, and this will be no exception. This is going to burst. Multiple bubbles will burst. It's going to be very, very ugly. I was reading an article last night. One of the largest wine producers in America has filed for bankruptcy. Vintage Wine Estates, the 15th largest producer in the U.S., files bankruptcy. People now are cutting out wine. They're cutting out French fries. They're cutting out going out to dinner. They're cutting out a lot of things. The hedge, Florida housing downturn keeps getting more intense by the day. Active listings skyrocketing 82% over the last year to 10,759 homes on market, and more are coming. You're going to see, in my opinion, just from history, typically the hottest housing markets see the biggest bust. And Florida, being one of the hottest markets in the country, is going to see a huge, huge bust. The hedge: Disney World forced to slash prices due to increased customer dissatisfaction. Of course, also they're overpriced tickets. People can't afford it. You're getting terrible service. You're paying, I don't know, what does it cost to get into Disney World, Disneyland? A couple $100s now for a ticket. Family of 4 is going to spend, over $1,000, to go to Disneyland now. It's overpriced. Service is horrible, just like most places you go to today, most restaurants. And people are just getting sick and tired of it. So now Disneyland is slashing prices, trying to get people to come back. I think personally there's better places you and your family could go. I don't support Disney at all. I don't support their agenda at all. Save your money, take your family, go spend it more wisely, and give the money to a company that really appreciates you and doesn't have an agenda against you. North Carolina, FedEx driver steals family's French bulldog that died after being left in his hot truck. So this FedEx driver is cruising through a neighborhood in North Carolina, sees a French bulldog puppy in somebody's yard. So as he's delivering packages, just pull over, go take somebody's dog and drive off, throw it in the back of the FedEx truck with all the packages. It's literally like a oven on 4 wheels here in the North Carolina humid summer, and the dog dies. I mean, this is the reality of society today. These are the people that walk amongst us. A delivery driver for FedEx, they make pretty good money, right? Yet he couldn't resist taking somebody's dog, so apparently so he could breed it and make money. You can't trust anybody today, and I hope they throw the book at this guy. Probably won't. Probably won't even lose his job, as lawless as things are. But what a disgrace! How disturbing that somebody could just walk into your yard and take your dog. To me, that's a family member. I love animals. If you watch this channel, I love dogs. I love cats. I love animals. And when it comes to dogs, that's a family member. And for some piece of garbage, while he's working with FedEx, delivering packages, sees an opportunity to take somebody's dog, somebody's family member, so he can make money. Think about what this is going to look like as the economy gets worse. So, reminder to everybody: be careful of your assets. Watch your kids. Watch your pets. You cannot trust anybody. Somebody coming, to deliver a package. Somebody coming to do a home repair, the air conditioning man. You just don't know. You don't know. I have no tolerance for these type of people whatsoever. I don't like thieves. I don't like people who take other people's pets. I don't like people who hurt other people. These people who assault women and children and elderly people on the streets. It's absolutely disgusting. But as society continues to break down, as the economy continues to break down, it's all going to go down the sewer together. And I was reading an article, and the gentleman said the bad guy just needs to pull the plug in the right place to start chaos. Imagine what this is going to look like. CrowdStrike and the blue screen of death is just the beginning. The big plug will be pulled sooner or later, and when it does get pulled, ladies and gentlemen, bad things will happen. And when you look at the whole CrowdStrike thing, I read a lot of news. The cyber attacks that are happening daily in America, this new cyber warfare, it's going to be a big problem down the road, and you're going to see at some point you're going to see large cities just completely shut down. And we are not prepared for this. Our grids are old. We don't have a backup transformers. We're going to have big trouble. We're not prepared to deal with this type of warfare. And this is a very advanced, sophisticated type of warfare that many countries are very good at. And we're going to be severely affected by it. Think about how we let a balloon from China fly over America for literally a week and did nothing about it. A balloon. We couldn't even take care of a balloon. How are we going to defend ourselves as a nation against these sophisticated cyber attacks? Look, CrowdStrike, they can tell you, was just a glitch, but I believe personally it was much more than that. And another thing that I want to comment on, and I want to note this. As things get bad, and let's take the attempted assassination last week. When that took place, if you pay attention to the people behind the former president, what were they doing? Well, they kind of ducked, but a lot of them just pulled out phones and started filming. People in the audience just stood there and picked up their phones and started filming. And this is a really, really bad idea. And these people are very, very lucky that this was not worse, because they would have been sitting ducks. Big mistake. People are oblivious to what is coming. And they just believe that, well, if something happens, I'm going to pull my phone out, film it. Maybe I can get views, notoriety, whatever they're doing this for. It's not worth your life. But these people are oblivious to how dangerous this is. This could have been really, really bad. And there's going to be a lot of people that really learn a valuable lesson here, because they're going to do that at the wrong place, the wrong time, and they're going to be victims of this. And you know, when you see people, these videos every day, somewhere in America, somebody's being assaulted, nobody helps. Subway, somebody just walking down a sidewalk, a parking lot, a store. These videos are everywhere where people are just being assaulted and nobody comes to their aid. Nobody helps. What do people do? They pull out their phones and they film this stuff. Some girl is being bullied, you know, in the locker room, and she's being assaulted by 3 or 4 other girls. Nobody helps her, right? Nobody helps. What do? You'll see 10 kids out there with their phones out filming this whole thing so they can post it on social media. So if you think that as society breaks down, the economy breaks down, we head into a depression, we've got cyber warfare, you know, things get really, really bad. If you think somebody's coming to help you, you are sadly mistaken. You better be prepared to deal with things on your own, because people are not coming to help you. They're going to film it. And some people are going to be victims of this, because just like this assassination attempt, if there were more people, we have no idea how many people were involved in this. There's just so much going on with this whole thing. Who knows what happened? But if more rounds were coming downrange, if there were, you know, more type of trained people ready to delete more people, the first people to go are going to be the people standing up, pointing their phones at this thing. They're a target. So don't be one of these people. This is a terrible idea. Terrible. This is dumb. This will get you hurt. This will get you deleted. So don't practice this type of behavior. Very, very dangerous, big mistake. Don't be one of these people who are oblivious. But that's where we live today. People, you know, when I'm driving, people are absolutely oblivious. You know, they're in the passing lane, driving 10 miles under the speed limit. You're walking through a store, people just walk right into you because they're staring down at their phone. People don't know how to get out of the way. It's almost like we're living in a land of zombies, where people are just so glued to their phones that you could have some nut just going crazy, and people will stand there and film it, and you know, they have no idea that in the real world you could lose your life. Smart people run, duck, cover, get the heck out of danger. But we're living in a land of zombies where people believe, even to this point, things are okay. Some people believe the economy is doing well. Some people believe that we're heading in the right direction. We live in a world of zombies. And I cannot believe just how some people can think like this, but just their motor skills when they're out in public. People are just so slow. It's frightening. It really, really is. And I don't know how many people can even think for themselves, how they even function, but they do. But we're living in a really, really different world, and people are so asleep. I will say that a lot of people have woken up, but there are so many people asleep. And I've lost a lot of faith in the American people because so many of them are asleep. And we're watching this political chaos taking place, and just people just believe that, this is just all normal. It's all normal. And they think that what's happening in the stock market, it's all normal. They believe everything they're told when we get the financial data, then it's revised month after month after month down. It's just amazing what people will believe at this point. And maybe people will get what they deserve. Unfortunately, the good people of this country are going to suffer with them, though. And, I don't know if things can even be fixed at this point. I'm sitting here this morning, I'm a little bit tired, but just pondering all this, where we're at as a nation, the uncertainty that is out there. So, all we can do is obviously think for ourselves, try to put the odds in our favor, take every advantage we can get, put it in our favor. That means adding skills. Careful of the people you surround yourself with. I hope all of you are really being selective with the people in your circle, that these people are awake, they know how to take care of themselves, they're training, they have the proper tools, they have the proper skill sets. This is not a one-dimensional game anymore, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be multi-dimensional. You have to be in shape. You have to be training. You have to have defensive skills. Financially, you need to be, you have to have currencies. You have to have money, and you need to be getting out of the system. I mean, this is getting like really sophisticated because there's so much going on. Yet people will be, watching a baseball game all night or playing video games. So I'm not going to sit here all morning and rant. Please make sure to like this video, share it, and make sure that you subscribe. But give me your thoughts, comment down below. Where do you see all this going? Are you beginning to see things unwind like I'm seeing? I truly do believe that things are beginning to accelerate, and we're beginning to see the unwinding of a lot of things like the stock market, and more things regarding the economy that cannot be swept under the rug, that can no longer be hidden, are now being exposed. Everybody knows somebody who's lost a job. Everybody knows somebody who's struggling. Everybody knows somebody that has had to move back in with family, or had to get roommates, or maybe going to a food charity, waiting in a food line, somebody that's dependent on government subsidies to survive. I mean, we are all witnessing this. We all know somebody that this is affecting. Many of you watching this may be affected with the economy right now, have lost a job or need help. And my prayers go out to you and anybody out there watching. Let's pray for everybody that needs help. And if you're in a good place right now and you can help somebody out, this is a great time to do it. This is a great tithe, in my opinion. I have no faith in the churches anymore. I think it's better just to donate some food and help to people who need it. So if you have the ability to do so, I think that this is a great time to help out people who can't help themselves. And I think that you will be rewarded for that. I think God looks at that. And I truly believe that God looks at that as a tithe. I don't trust the churches anymore. I'd rather see who I'm giving my money, my time, food, water. I'd rather see me giving it to them directly. And I feel better about doing that because I know that I'm actually helping somebody and not making somebody rich. Anyways, like I said, I'm not going to rant. Have a wonderful day. Be careful out there. God bless America. Say a prayer for this country. We're in big trouble. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. So make sure to watch the next video. It'll be coming from San Diego, and it should be pretty interesting. So stay tuned.